Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode. Now today I'll be leaving all the vegetables and fruit alone and I'm focusing on edible flowers and herbs. So today in the little purple potting shed I will be sugar coating those edible flowers and herbs to decorate some delicious and very pretty looking cakes with. It's the middle of September now and it's quite early in the morning, but it's starting to get really quite chilly. So what I wanted to do before they started to die back was to harvest a few of my edible flowers and herbs for this special little project. Now there wasn't much growing in my allotment, but I did manage to cut some of my spearmint. So I've just harvested some of the smaller, more delicate leaves, which will be perfect to pop on top of the cakes, and they still smell really strong. So I picked some spearmint. I've also harvested some of my borage, the really delicate blue flowers which the bees absolutely love, but they are edible. And I've also picked a few sprigs of my lavender, and I've just picked some of the smaller ones to go on top of the cupcakes. But there's plenty of other edible flowers and herbs that you can pick and quite easily grow in your garden and allotment. So borage, lavender and spearmint are just to name a few, but there's calendula, viola, nasturtiums, pansies. You can eat rose petals. There's violets, primrose, courgette flowers as well. Even though they're quite big, you can eat them. And people deep fry them as well. I've never tried it, but it's one thing that I have been meaning to try. You can also do the same with elderflowers, which I really want to try because I just love elderflowers. Hibiscus, sunflower, and then obviously there's herbs like sage, rosemary, mint. And I'm sure I haven't named quite a few, but the best thing to do is always double check, always look it up before you eat anything that you are unsure of. So yeah, you can add your edible flowers and herbs to things like salads, and you can put them on top of your cakes just as they are, but to preserve them for a little bit longer, and because I am a total sugar addict, I'm going to be coating mine in some sugar. Now this will preserve them for longer. You can keep them once they're fully dry in a fridge for up to a month, and obviously once they're on the cakes they will last that little bit longer as well. Not that the cakes will last that long in our house at all. Now very simple to do and very few ingredients. So all you need is 1 egg white and 1 teaspoon of water. And you need to whisk them together to create a frothy liquid. So that's in this cup. And then the other thing you need is some fine sugar. Now I'm just using caster sugar, but you can use granulated sugar as well. So I'm going to put my sugar in this bowl here so I can dip the flowers into them later. The other things that you will need is a baking tray and some parchment paper. Obviously you need your edible flowers, and you also need a paintbrush. Now before I get started, I do just want to share something with you, and the lovely Zoe at Delicately Edible sent me this little jar of edible flowers. Which is quite lucky because I didn't have that many edible flowers around my allotment this year. And she sells these little jars online at delicatelyedible.co.uk, and she also sends them out to local restaurants and cafes and places like that, so they can decorate their food, which I think is a really good idea. I love it when you go to a restaurant and they bring out like a salad with edible flowers in it. It just, you know, little touches like that are really, really nice. Anyway, inside the jar are lots of violas and pansies, and they are just absolutely beautiful. The colours are just stunning. So these will look really, really nice on top of the cakes. So all you need to do is just hold your edible flower firmly but gently, because they are very, very delicate. Get your egg and water mixture and just coat your flower in the mixture. And do the back as well. Make sure you try and coat all of the petals so the sugar will stick to it. One more petal. And then once that's covered in your egg mixture, just dip it in the sugar. Make sure it's nicely coated. Give it a little shake to get any excess sugar off, and then place it on your parchment paper. And when you place it, just make sure you place it so it's nice and flat. So then once it's dry, it will just look a lot prettier. So I'm going to try one of the leaves now, which probably will be a lot easier than the flowers. They're a lot more sturdier, but they just give that lovely little finishing touch. Pop it in the sugar. And then again, place it on your parchment paper. Very simple to do. You just need to be a little bit patient. Now these will take roughly about a day to dry fully. So I'm going to leave these ones here in the shed to dry, and then tomorrow I will pop up and make my cupcakes to put them on. I'm really excited to see what they look like once they're dry. They sure look like nice now anyway. So I'm going to keep doing that because it's probably going to take me a while, but then I'll pop up tomorrow to make my cakes. and welcome back. Now, I done a little bit of preparation and I actually baked my cakes at home last night. And they are just a basic Victoria sponge mix which I've placed into these cupcake cases, which are actually silicone, but they're made to look like little terracotta pots. And I absolutely love them, and I thought they'd be really perfect for this project. I think I got them from Lakelands and they're a pack of 6. But yeah, just your basic Victoria sponge cupcake mix, and then I've just used icing sugar and water to put the icing on the top. And I did the icing this morning, so it's still nice and runny, so it was quite interesting trying to get the cupcakes up to the allotment this morning, but they're all perfectly fine. And I'm pleased to say that the flowers are looking amazing. Now, I actually left them for 2 days now because I couldn't get up the allotment yesterday, but they've dried so perfectly. I think this is my favourite one. It's so crisp and dry, so I'm definitely going to be using that one. The lavender got a little bit stuck to the tray in places, so it doesn't look as pretty, but I'm really happy with the violas and the pansies. They're just, oh my gosh, they're so stunning. And my spearmint leaves dried really well too. So now all that's left to do is to decorate the cupcakes. So like I said, the icing is still quite runny, and what I will do over on the blog is I will pop the recipe and all the ingredients you need to make the actual cakes and to make the icing, but I just wanted to focus on the flowers in this episode. So let's pop some of these on. Let's put this yellow one on. What I might do is put a flower and a leaf on. So let's arrange these nicely. Eee, they look so pretty. Oh my gosh. Let's have another viola and another leaf. Oh, I'm trying to be really careful here. Put the leaf down first. Pop the viola on top. I will also just quickly mention that you could use buttercream icing for this project as well, but I opted for the icing. Like I said before, I'm a complete and utter sugar addict, so I had to use the icing for my own preference. Oh my gosh, these are going to be too pretty to eat. Let's use a couple of borage now. I've done way more flowers than I actually need, but always make some extra cakes up. Maybe use a big one. Yes. Oh, I'm so in love with them. So happy. Let's put 2 leaves on this one. And done. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with them. They look absolutely stunning. It's a shame I don't have an event or anything to show these out. I'm just gonna have to sit and eat them all by myself, which isn't a problem at all. I might share one with my dad actually. He's over on his allotment today, so this could be our treat for tidying up our allotments. But again, just such an easy and simple thing to do, and with absolutely beautiful results. So like I said, I will pop the complete recipe for the cakes, the icing, and also how to do the sugar coated edible flowers. I'll pop them all over on the blog for you all to read. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was something a little bit different, but I really hope you liked it. Now I'm going to go and enjoy my cake, but I will see you all next time, and thank you for watching.